Okay, this is a question that was on. I had something for a Q&A, and I did not ever get back to that one for the Q&A. So I'm using my selfie stick slash tripod slash whatever. So hopefully it's not too bumping around too much. I will change hands sometimes because if I'm gonna do this the way I plan to do it, my arm will get tired. But a lady wrote me and said she has no time to exercise. The problem is I have no time to exercise. I have no time. And I said, well, what's your schedule like? And she goes, well, I just don't have any time. I work full time. And I said, there's people that, not to say she's lazy, not to say that she is wrong, but I think she does have time. I said, I bet you do have time. I bet you're gonna have time. And what you can do is you can find time to exercise throughout the day. We find time to take a shower, we find time to go to the bathroom, we find time to eat our food, we find time to work. We can find time. So what I told her was, if she sends me her schedule, I'll look at it. And she said, well, I don't work the same schedule every day. I said, well, do you have your schedule for next week? She said, yes. And so she sent me her schedule. I said, well, here's hours and hours a day that you could exercise. I'm not saying you do it all those times, but there's many, many gaps that you can do. She said, well, I can't just get up and go to the gym. I said, you don't have to. I said, look, if you were to watch television, what do you do when you get home? I usually sit down and watch TV, she says, and get something to eat. I said, well, there you go. If you watch TV, let's say you watch a 30-minute program, there's going to be 3 sets of commercials. So what if every time there was commercials, you just jumped up and started walking in place? I of course told her to check with her doctor. She was just going basically on time. I have no time, just to get, to get that steps. I think her doctor told her to get 8,000 to 10,000 steps every day. And so I can't get anywhere near that. And so every 2,000 steps you take will be about a mile. 1 mile would be about 2,000 steps. I know that because I walked many, many, many miles, always, but especially for that challenge. If you go back that way, you'll see that I had a big challenge to walk 610,000 steps in a month. So that's about 10 miles a day. And she's saying that she can't walk with their time to walk, which is probably about 3 or 4 miles a day. That's still a lot. It's a lot. But that's throughout the day. And I was going on only on steps counted for that challenge. So I didn't just walk 20,000 steps in a day. I was walking, or 23,000 or whatever it was per day. I was walking that only for the challenge. So the other steps I made throughout the day, I didn't count those. I'm right here by the Frontier Communications. I didn't even know this. I knew there was a Frontier. I didn't know where it was. But I said that now those little gaps that you have, you stand up, you make sure your foot's coming off the ground 4 to 6 inches or whatever, you probably will pick up quite a bit of steps there. That's one way. Then in the morning, if you get up and you want to walk 15 minutes or half an hour, you don't have to go and just walk like I did. Sometimes I'd walk 3 hours. So 3 hours, that's a long walk. If you walk 3 hours without stopping, you're going to get some serious steps. So what I'm going to do here is, I told her, look at this. I find 5 different gaps of 30 minutes that she could have done. I'm not saying do all of them. That's 2.5 hours of exercise. That's not unheard of. But she's working. But she just has a full-time job, about 40 hours a week, with 2 days off. So even if you just exercise those 2 days, that's a big help. Everyone says, well, I got to do all of this and all of this and all of this. But if you're doing nothing, then anything you do above and beyond nothing is going to be helpful. It's going to be helpful. So if I say I want to walk today 20,000 steps, I could do that. If I want to walk around the Rose Bowl, that's 3 miles. If I want to walk around the Rose Bowl 5 times, that's 15 miles. Could I do it? Yeah, I can do it. Will I be tired? Maybe, maybe not. I'll try to take a little break and eat something. So what I'm going to do right now, I have recorded how many steps I have by doing a screenshot. I'm going to walk 30 minutes. Let's go wait until this hits 5 minutes. So we'll know that when it hits 35, we'll be done at 5. So we'll have the 30 minutes in. So then we'll see how many steps I walked. I'll have to do the math and put it in the comment section. But speaking of the comment section, don't forget right there, boop, 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 please subscribe. So I'm in the beautiful city of Monrovia, California. And in 8 seconds, I'm going to start my walk. Now we got 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're started. Okay, and we'll see how many steps can I get in those 30 minutes. And I'm not gonna try to cheat and walk really fast. I'm not gonna jog some. I'm not gonna turn the camera off and run. I'm just gonna walk. I'll probably walk out about 15 minutes, so that'll be about 20. When the little counter hits 20 minutes, I'll turn around and come back to my car. So I'm in just walking. She was also saying she has to go to the gym. She has to pay for a gym. She has to do all that. Those are called excuses. And you know, that's just the way it is. We make excuses. Some excuses are legitimate. Like right now, my toe is not good. The doctor said I could start walking some. He would probably think 30 minutes might be too long of a walk, and he does go to my channel, so he's not my primary care doctor. He's the podiatry doctor. He may watch this and say, uh-oh, you're supposed to be wheeling around on a scooter and wearing a big old boot from your bottom of your foot to the top of your knee, and what are you doing out there walking? So I'm gonna walk. It's my body, my decision. Doctors can tell you what to do, and if you don't do it, you don't do it. We always blame the doctor. We blame this, we blame that. Some people are brave enough to blame God. I wouldn't blame God for my stupidity, but oftentimes we will get many warnings. You know, hey, you got a little blood in the back of your eye, David. Oh, I better take care of that, or not. And then I go blind one day. I never knew. You didn't? You know, every time you went to the doctor, they found blood in the back of your eye. So you did know. You know, oh, I can't believe I'm having a stroke. What do you mean had a stroke? Well, you know, you smoke, you have a sedentary lifestyle, you're very overweight, you have diabetes, you take this medication, that medication, you're willing to pop the medication in your mouth, but are you willing to do anything more than that? So she was making a bunch of excuses as to where she could not possibly walk. And I said, well, could you? Let's say you get home from work at 6, because I think 3 or 4 of the days of the 5 were 6. She'd be home about 6. So she's working 9 to 5. I'm going through a do not walk, because I don't want to stop. I'm not going to do this like jog in place at the light or anything like that, because this is just a stroll type walk. I'm not at a fast pace. I'm not at a slow pace. I'm not modifying my pace. This is my natural pace of walking. But it's okay. You get home at 6. What time do you go to bed? She said about 11. It's 5 hours. So you get home, and if you want to go right then, or go later, what you can do is go for a 20-minute walk. Go hop in just wherever you live, you know, go out and walk 10 minutes, turn around and come back in 10. Then you eat your food, eat your dinner, whatever, and then walk for 30 minutes. You do that every day. The problem that we have is a lot of times, and you do this, I know, and I know I do this, you want to watch something like, let's say, the Beverly Hillbillies. The Beverly Hillbillies comes on at 9. And I look at my watch, it's 8:15. I thought, okay, I'll just sit here and watch something I'm not interested in for 45 minutes until the Beverly Hillbillies come on. Everybody loves the Beverly Hillbillies, you know, banjo and guitar, and yeah, they lived in Tennessee and all that kind of good stuff. Not Tennessee, but they live in the mountains, and now they go off to Beverly and all that. So it's very exciting to watch that show. I can't see what street I was on when I started, so I don't, yeah, there, I know. Okay. Sometimes I go for these long walks. If I'm not walking down the trail, I will kind of get lost. I'm like, where's my car? You know, yeah, hey dude, someone stole my car. Or, hey dude, where's my car? But that motorcycle got a loud horn, huh? But I told him, you know, there you go. So there's 45 minutes for me until the show I plan to watch at 9 o'clock. What can I do for those 45 minutes? Well, what if I went out and walked, or walked in place, or do some calisthenic type stuff, you know, jumping jacks or whatever it might be? What if I do that for 45 minutes? That's all the exercise a lot of people will get in an entire day, and I can get it right then. It doesn't cost me anything. I don't need a gym membership. I don't need to change my clothes. You know, you can do it in your underpants. People always say, well, you can do it in your underwear. So you can do it at home in your underwear. A lot of that came up with the computers and all that. But I can just do it that way. I can just do it. And then I turn on the Beverly Hillbillies, and they have the song, you know, about the poor mountaineers shooting at some food or whatever, and up from the ground comes a bubbling crude. And then they go to commercial. And I can pick up another, you know, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, a minute and a half walking in place. just walk in place. So we have lots of time. Most likely, you're gonna have a lot of time to do some exercise. You will. You can have some time. And what happens is we don't do that, and we just sit and we get sedentary. They always say, sitting is the new smoking. It's really bad to have a sedentary lifestyle, one that we don't get out and move around. So you don't have to be a member of a gym. You could. Yeah, you could join a gym, get out there and work out, walk around and have some fun. When you walk out here, what's cool is you'll see dogs. People will be walking their dogs. Sometimes you'll find a stray dog. You can help somebody bring their dog home. But just find dogs, sometimes cats. One lady was walking a goose, which was kind of fun. I'm not walking the trail right now. Like I said, I just started walking from the point that I was at. I was just at a place where I was going to put some in my car. Then we always go for a walk. So I don't even have to have a set starting point. So I don't even know where I'm going to be when I finish this. Where will I be? Will I be back to my car? Maybe not. If not, then I'll pause this or stop this, and then I'll go back. Yeah. So, I don't have any wrist weights on. I don't have any ankle weights. You can incorporate that. One person's talking about how they want to, do a little bit more of like a weight burn or that kind of stuff. I said, well, what you could do, if you wanted to, you can get a backpack. I would get one with padded arms. They put like over the arm, throw a few books in there. Some people used to, in the 80s, past that I knew about it in the 80s, guys in the military, they'd put bricks in a heavy duty backpack and run with that. I'm not really interested in doing that. Am I able to? Probably. I'm looking at one of those little libraries. Anything cool to read in there? One thing about if you do work in the film industry, sometimes people steal your stuff. I'm sure they steal it elsewhere, but you'll be in holding or you have a dressing room, you sit down a book, and I had a book I got from the library, and I had like 2 chapters left in that one, so I brought that book, and I brought another book that I got at a garage sale for 25 cents. Which one did they steal? Of course, they stole the library book, and I had to pay, I think it was $32 to replace the stolen book. So I don't bring anything I can't afford to get stolen. I mean, I can afford that. I didn't like that. But they stole my book. So I was looking to the libraries. But there's opportunity to walk. If you have to go to a gym, or some people think, well, if I'm going to do this, I better schedule myself a class. Now, you may be the kind of person like that. You're not going to do it on your own, but you have a schedule. You have a schedule to where you take, aerobics or Pilates or Zumba, any of that kind of stuff. And maybe it's every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. So or 8 p.m. or whatever it might be. So I have to go to that class. Or it could be one of those boot camps. Those are tough if you see them. If you haven't been into a boot camp workout situation, if you look at that, you won't believe how hard some of those are. They pick up the big tires and those big ropes, and people think, well, those ropes aren't hard to slap around. Yes, they are. And then a lot of running, kettlebells, and that kind of stuff. I guess a kettlebell looks like a kettle. I don't know, but that's it. Right now, I'm stopped. See, if I was one of those hardcore walking, probably do this, walking at the light. I don't really do that. I just stand still for a second, take a deep breath, and let it out. But there's opportunities throughout the day. I haven't said to her, well, what do you do at lunch? How long do you get for lunch? Because I got 1 hour for lunch. Now, how long does it take you to eat? Well, I go out to eat. And you may be getting food that you have no control over. A lot of people get an item and say, well, that wasn't, I just got a tuna sandwich. Tuna's healthy. And it could be, correct. It may be. But what else do they put on there? Do they put are you trying to reduce calories? Are they using a lot of mayonnaise? Maybe there's something on there that's really sweet, maybe put sweet relish, who knows? But if you make it yourself, you bring it, and you have an hour for lunch. What if you went out for a 20-minute walk, 30-minute walk on your lunch? You get your lunch break, get your water or your coffee or whatever you're gonna have, eat the lunch you brought, put it away, and then go out and walk 12 minutes, turn around. You got 24 minutes of walking, and you don't have to run. Maybe change your shoes. You see this quite a bit in some of these businesses. If you go like Lake Street, Pasadena, or down, maybe on Wilshire in LA or whatever, different areas, you'd see women wearing their dresses and tennis shoes. You know, they would change out of their whatever kind of dress shoes they have, and they would get out there and they would walk. Okay, so right now we got 10 minutes in so far, 10 minutes. But what happens is, I found a dime. Woohoo! Oh, bend over. I found a dime. Now the dime in the United States is very light and very gray. So if you find a coin, the number one coin you usually find is a penny, because people just throw those around. But the unintentional coin is the dime, because it drops and nobody hears it. And then if it blends in with, like you see the sidewalk behind me, it'll blend in with that. So I'm really good at that. I have a Jewish nose. Maybe it's like a telescope, the Jewish nose, and it makes me both hone in on coins. I don't know, but I always find dimes, you always find. So, but anyway, get out there and do that little bit of walk, and it all adds up. Because people are always thinking that that's not going to really help. Oh, I walk 15 minutes, I walk 20 minutes throughout the day, but it all adds up. Those steps I don't really count are the ones I talked about before. Let's say I worked in an office and I get up and I'm wearing a Fitbit, which I'm wearing here. And I got a Fitbit, and I get up to go to the copier to take 6 pages of paper that I printed for my job, and I walk from my desk to the copier and back. Those are steps. I don't like to count those. So what I do, and you can do whatever you want, I only am interested in the steps that I get from actual intentional walking. Like this is intentional walking. I did stop to pick up a dime. I looked inside a tiny little libraries. I haven't really seen any pets on this walk. I did pass one lady, but she had a dog on a long leash. She just walked by, but I walked up towards the park. But that all adds up. Now, the things that also add up are I sat in my chair for an hour and 45 minutes to watch TV. There's times, like if you're watching a football game, lots of times you can get up and stand up and walk. You can stand up and walk. Walk in place when it was too hot outside to go to work out when I first started this channel. August 2021, I think that's what it was. I can never remember. I gotta put since whatever. I always have to do that, never do. But when I would get up, it was way too hot. We're having a heat wave. It'd be like 112, 113 degrees. So I don't want to go walk along. You have to hydrate up really well and get out there and try to stay in the shadows as much as I can. The shade, I'm gonna get too hot. So I would either go to the mall walk. It didn't really get that crowded. When it's cold and rainy, it gets very, very crowded in mall walking. But when it's hot, people just don't do anything, I don't think. So, but the sitting around, it really adds up. It will be, I mean, you'll see, like, man, how come I'm so sweaty? I sat around. Well, probably because maybe your butt's stuck to the seat, you know, for not moving. I don't know why. No, I've never been asked about that. It's my butt. Well, someone did ask me, but do I get sweaty? And I used to get super sweaty. Like right now, I'm walking. It's hot out here, and I've got a little bit of sweat. Other times I'd be just drenched. I'm wearing a sun shirt and a hat as well. So before, I'd be totally soaked by this point. So we're gonna walk around. We're at the library park. Well, this is a park. I don't know what they call it. Here, there's a playground behind me. And if we go around this way, we'll see where they had that Monrovia Days celebration. We're now at almost 15 minutes in. Yeah, we're about to hit 20 on here total, and we started with 5 minutes in. But yeah, the sitting and all that. You think, man, I can't believe I'm so winded. I didn't do anything. That happens a lot. I can't believe I am so. I'm so tired. I'm so whatever. It's not sleepy, whatever. But you have trouble. Maybe you have trouble sleeping because you have so much energy. When I first started this thing with my toe being hurt, this is the most recent time, I discovered I was having trouble sleeping. That's weird. I'm not really worried about anything. It's not anxiety. It's not PTSD. It's not this. It's not that. Why am I having so much trouble sleeping? It's because I just didn't exercise. So I had too much energy left over. You know, so it'll help you sleep. But there's plenty of time. And I explained to her, you have enough time here if you wanted to. You could easily get in 20,000 steps a day with the time available. I'm not saying to do it. I told her, make sure you check with your doctor, of course. but she has enough time to do that. So if she wanted to do it, she could do it. So she needs to walk about 10,000 steps. I go, there you go. You got time for 20, and you only need to do 10. Then you can pick up your speed, you can pick up your pace. Now, walking 10,000 steps when you haven't walked maybe since high school, and now you're 50, you may have to start out for a little bit, stop, and go again. You may have to do it in intervals. That's what I was telling her. You have time on this thing. You have breaks. You can do it in the morning. You can do it at lunch. You can do it. You can do 2 walks afterwards, or one very long walk, whatever you want to do. But she had the time. So I explained to her, that excuse you're giving is not honest. It's a dishonest excuse, and we always make excuses, and we always do. Sometimes you make an excuse to tell people, hey, I love to come to your tea party, sit around drinking tea and eating cucumber sandwiches. However, I have to go and work out, so I can stop by for a few minutes, but I can't be there for the 4.5 hours of listening to classical music, drinking tea, and eating cucumber sandwiches. I have to get out and get my exercise. I'm not gonna let anybody take that from me. Now, there are times you're sick or something, or maybe you're in a work class that's taking all day. Then I have to figure out how I'm gonna do it around that. Every time that obstacle comes up, a solution is there as well. Usually, not every time. Of course, if I was hospitalized, I was in a body cast to my neck, I probably couldn't get much exercise. But the majority of the time, the vast majority of the time, there's modifications. You see here, we're at that big park. No rides now. They do have the flags up for Memorial Day, which is in 2 days. I filmed this on Saturday. This will be out on Tuesday with a Taste Test Tuesday tasting of something we tasted. So here we are. They're gonna have a community picnic, it says here, on Saturday. So it's probably already over. Saturday. June the 1st. June 1st, they're having a picnic next week. I don't know anything about that, but that could be cool. Yeah, from 11 to 1. Some of those community picnics, you bring your own food and just sit out there and they'll have music. It's kind of hot for that right now for me. It's not August hot, but it's definitely May hot, which is also hot in California. That could be pretty hot. So we're now at 22 minutes and 35 seconds. So when we hit that 35, well, that's right, I was wrong. We hit 35, so we got about 12 minutes more to walk. And we're just walking. We have no schedule, no. Hi, baby. Hi. A cute doggy. There's a cute little dog right there. But no schedule, no set path, nothing like that. Just walking. So in this 30 minutes, what can we get? If we get 2,000 steps, that's 1 mile. If we get more than that, more or less, or more or less, whatever it's gonna be. I don't know. When I was doing the walk at the end, each morning I'd get up and walk. After walking, so I'd walk basically until I'd go to bed. I would get up and have coffee and hydrate, and I'd go walk again. It was cooler weather. It was November. But when you try to walk, 300 miles or more in a month, that's a lot. You're walking about 10 miles a day. So that was a lot. But for about if you ask your OK Google or what's their name, Alexis, whatever, any of those, how many steps are there per mile? Most of them will say 2,000 steps will equal 1 mile. If you say, how long does it take to walk a mile? All those numbers are going to be different. So your stride will be different than my stride. My speed will be different than yours. My endurance, my ability not to stop. So y'all do 30 minutes without stopping. A lot of people can't do that. They can only do maybe 15 minutes and they'll need to sit down. So when you do that, if you need to do 15 minutes to sit down, you may have to sit down on the curb. And it's hard to get up. I don't get up. Some places they have benches. There's a butterfly. You see him? You do see some cool things. So I could easily do 30 minutes no stopping. I probably, if I hydrate up really well, I bet I can do 2.5 hours before stopping. That's not really good. That's not really good for your body either. So you can overdo things. sometimes when we underdo things and then we start trying to do the right thing, we then overdo it, which can be just as bad as underdoing it. I'm underwhelmed, I'm overwhelmed because of the fact we have medical conditions. So if I was right now gonna put on, you know, very expensive Nike or Adidas running shoes and I went to the track, that guy. If I went to the track, it's like I'm gonna go run. I'm gonna run 3 miles. No, that's not healthy for me. That's pretty unhealthy. For other people, that would be perfect. Some people can do some aerobics. I went to a spin class one time. Ouch, that's really hard, very hard. And that you might do a 15-minute workout a day and be okay. And you'll see it on a lot of these ones that you'll see. For some of these workouts, like maybe Pilates or those old Nautilus machines, they'll say you can buy this machine and work out 15 minutes a day, and that's all you need to do. That might be true. That definitely could be true. We have less than 4 minutes now. I was making the 4-minute thing, and Lee thought I was waving to her, so she waved to me. It's kind of embarrassing. Like someone says, hello, you say, oh, hi. You find that on the phone. But so some of these exercises, these hardcore, intense exercises, like was that guy Billy, somebody run, and all that, that's hard. That's hard. But you can do it in a shorter period of time. But if you want to do a gradual exercise, my heart rate, I haven't checked it. I could check it. I had to figure out how to turn up the brightness of my Fitbit. I every time I figure it out, I think, oh, I'll remember that. I'll never forget. And I always forget because it doesn't happen very often. But sometimes you can do too much. So you gotta ask the doctor, what can I do? My doctor said I could walk, hydrate, and walk. At first it was walk, very short distances, like out my door, walk, 50 yards, turn around and come back. Other times it would be, I could walk on a treadmill where there was a defibrillator available, medical attention. So right now, even though I'm pretty good at walking, I don't think I would hike alone where I don't have good phone reception or some phone reception. Maybe take a satellite phone. I used to use those in the military. I'm sure it's very expensive. But this is a chance just to get out and walk. And you see some cool stuff. We saw a couple of emergency vehicles. We saw a dog. I found a dime. So there are things to do and to see. So it doesn't have to be boring. If I was to work out, let's say I was to do this 30-minute workout and I was to do it at the gym, what am I really going to see? Some people in gym clothes. Attractive women, maybe. Attractive men, maybe. Heavy-set woman, heavy-set men. Not saying they're not attractive, but less fit. Let's see. That's pretty, huh? So if I see really, model type people working out, okay. And if I see people that, like me, pudgy, pudgy plus size beauty, yeah, I'll see that. And then they have televisions, and you can bring your own earbuds or headsets, whatever you want to call them, and plug them in, and listen to Rachel Maddow tell you that Trump sucks. Well, we already know that Rachel Maddow says Trump sucks. I don't need to listen to that. Here I walk, and with the exception of me talking and like an occasional hello, I could be the most unfriendly person in the world and go and get my exercise, and it's free. It's free. I am wearing my shoes I got from the VA. Someone's asking about shoes and all that. So I wear the shoes I'm told to wear. And the socks, the diabetic socks for diabetics and all that kind of good stuff. And I can get out and I can exercise. So right here, see, this is 30 minutes. So you get home from work at 6 and you go to bed at 11. Do you have 30 minutes? Maybe. This might be all you need to do. I'll tell you, we got now 28 seconds left. But when I pause this, I will tell you, I'll take a screenshot of the second number, and then I'll do the mathematicals and see how much we got in. So you went with me this entire walk. I'm back to the car. See, there's my car. And I got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boop. And there's a, oh wait, no, I'm wrong. Maybe I got 5 more minutes. 5 minutes, one more time around the world. That's right, we started at 5 minutes. So yeah, that's a 25-minute walk right there. You know, did we get 2,000 steps? Did we walk a mile? Maybe. Remember, if you go to the gym, the high school, some of the high schools, check with your recreational department. Some people live in a really small town and they ain't got nothing like that. But they know, go walk a country mile. You know, if you live in Tennessee or North Carolina, some of those areas, and maybe they're kind of remote, you know how far a mile is. If you use your fitness tracking device for free on your phone, you don't even have to buy a fitness. Someone gave me this as a gift. If not, I could still use the one on my phone. I like this better. Better. The Samsung Health is not bad. When TikTok sent me that watch, it turned out to be no good. I tell people don't buy it. It's called the famous TikTok watch. Smartwatch is horrible. Horrible. Worked fine until it didn't work. And then there's no customer service that won't help you. So if you spent, you know, with shipping maybe, you know, $10, why not buy, you know, go on to eBay and buy yourself a used watch for $30, because you'll be replacing that $10 watch multiple times before the other watch goes out, doesn't work anymore. So if I would spend $30 on a used fitness tracker type watch, and I think, well, I bought this one on TikTok, it was only $10. Yeah, but I had to buy 3 of the $10 ones, and now I have no watch that works. So I already spent $30 one time, get the fitness tracking watch from eBay, and it works for another 3 years. Bells and whistles, it has some. It has enough of what I need. And, you know, I try to see what's my heart rate, and I don't worry about my heart rate being too high and causing me to have some kind of a medical emergency. What I try to see is, did I get up high enough to burn off some calories? Help me with my blood sugar. Some people's blood sugar, when they were talking about, well, my blood sugar was really low. What do you do for that? I don't let myself get lows usually, but if it did happen, I used to carry around that gel to decorate a cake, happy birthday, Dad, or whatever, that kind of stuff. And then if it happens at home, hey, Dad. If it happens at home, it's yummy. You can get one of those frostings, the cans of pre-made frosting, pop 2 tablespoons of that, and boom, you're back to normal. But then I start thinking, I like that. What if I force myself to have low blood sugar so I can eat some frosting? I would never do that, but it is true. It's yummy. Some of the ones they have that you carry in your pocket, like these old wafers, ooh, really sour. But that's an encouragement for me not to get low blood sugar, so I don't have to eat those nasty wafers. Okay, right now we got 1 minute and 50 seconds left. I think we'll cut through here. There's a fountain. See all kinds of cool things you see. I said hello to a guy. We'll walk up here. This is where the car is. But yeah, so I don't get that low blood sugar that I asked about breakfast. If you go back this way, you'll see some breakfast. Don't forget, subscribe. You were on a walk with me, so subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, why not? Come on, man, it's free. Let's give it a good old Joe Biden. Come on, man. Subscribe. Yeah, Joe Biden said vote for me and subscribe to David. So, yeah, so we get out there, and as you see, I do this thing on my face. I thought maybe it was cancer. You always say, was it cancer? But it's not. I just gotta make sure I don't scratch it in my sleep. Oh, got a bee right there. Don't kill bees, because we need, people say, well, I don't even eat honey. Well, do you eat anything? Because they've all eaten everything. They'll just make honey. So, yeah, so it got a little warm. I got some good exercise in. This is more exercise we're doing right now than the majority of those on these Yahoo groups and these Facebook groups that are diabetic, that are very overweight. I have a lot of different videos back this way on diet, supplements. What do you do if you get feet that hurt? Oh, my feet hurt. I think it's video number 4. I think it's number 4. Go back onto my channel and find that video. I'll tell you what I do so not to have neuropathy. I don't like it. It hurts. Neuropathy, sometimes it's tingling, sometimes it's really sharp. Sometimes it's like a pressure. Some dumbass just yelled out. If you get a nickel for every dumbass that yells out while you're on a walk, you don't have to bend over and pick up. dimes. I don't know how much the pretty women get. Okay, here we go. There it is. That's into the 30 minutes. So we'll see what that is when we get home.